Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss service costing. Now service costing is basically relevant to ACCA F2 examinations and ICAP examination, cost and management accounting exam of CAF level. In this video we will discuss basics about service costing and solve a question which will help us understand what is service costing. Well, basically there are two types of organizations. The first one are those that manufacture certain products, that is manufacturing organizations, whereas on the other hand we have a sector which provides us with services. As a manufacturing company has to calculate a cost for each unit it produces, which is its product. For example, a table manufacturer will have to compute the cost of a table it produces. For example, a car manufacturer will need to compute the cost of the car that it produces. In the same manner, any organization which is providing services will have to compute the cost of service it is providing to its consumers. Now, for examples of service costing, we may say that the first example of service costing would be a bank providing services to its customers. Secondly, we can say a hotel which is providing services to its customers for staying in its hotel. Thirdly, any organization which is delivering goods. A courier company which is delivering goods is providing a service. Fourthly, or the fourth example can be of an airline company providing services to its consumers to travel abroad. And last, a haircut service which is provided to a customer. These are the examples of service costing or the organizations which will apply the costing which is based on service costing principles. Now the point to note over here is that there are certain characteristics of a service which can be remembered by a word ship. The first characteristic of any service is that number one, it is simultaneous. By simultaneous I mean that the provider of service provides a service on a spot and that service is consumed by the consumer on a spot. We cannot actually store a service for a later date. Second is heterogeneity. A service provided once will not have exactly same quality and all other characteristics the second time you get the same service, even if it is from the same provider. For example, if you get a haircut for first time, it will not be exactly the same when you get the haircut from the same haircutter the second time. The third quality, which can be denoted by its intangibility. A service is intangible. You cannot physically touch a service. You cannot touch a service just like a product from a manufacturer. And last quality is its perishability. Again, it cannot be stored. It perishes once it is provided. Once you get the service, it is all done. Now let us understand how we compute the cost for a service. Well, we will have to compare it with a manufacturing company. Let us say there is a manufacturing company which manufactures tables and it knows that it has produced 2 tables which costed 100. What it will do to calculate the per unit cost is simply divide the cost of 100, which was for 2 tables, over number of tables, that is 100 divided by 2, and quote a cost of 50 per table. So basically in a manufacturing company the cost unit The determination of cost unit is really simple. But there is an issue with service costing, and to deal with that issue, we need to know a composite unit. Now, what is a composite unit? For example, let us take an example of a service which is delivery of goods. That is a courier company. Courier is a service, and therefore it will apply the principles of service costing to calculate its cost. The delivery of goods from any consumer will have to be dealt with the composite units. The more the goods, that is, the greater the weight a delivery company or a courier service has to deliver, the more the cost it will have to incur. Secondly, the more the distance that needs to be covered for the delivery service, the more it will cost to the company. For example, if a person gives 5 kg of goods to be delivered somewhere, which is, let's say, 10 kilometers, it will cost more as compared to a delivery of just 1 kg of goods for 1 kilometer. It actually makes sense. So the cost of a service depends upon generally two things. For a delivery of goods, weight and distance. The greater the distance, the more cost. The greater the weight, the more cost. Let us take another example. For example, a hotel service. The cost for a hotel service company will depend upon two things. Number one, rooms. How many rooms do you book? The more the rooms a customer books, the greater the cost will be, because the more the rooms, the more amount of cost will be incurred to clean the rooms, to maintain the rooms, and so on. The more number of days for which a particular service is needed by a customer, the more the cost for the hotel company. So basically, in service costing, there are two things on which a cost depends, unlike manufacturing company in which we only had units. In service costing, there are two factors upon which a cost depends, and we call them composite cost unit. Let us take one more example and then move on to the numericals. For example, there is an airline company, and an airline company is calculating the cost of one passenger traveling 100 kilometers. Let us say the cost of one passenger for traveling 100 kilometers for an airline company is around 10,000 rupees. Now, if the number of passenger increases, let's say the airline company wants to calculate the cost of 10 passengers to travel 100 kilometers. You can see that the amount of kilometers is same, but the number of passenger has increased. It will cost the airline company much more. For example, if it was costing 10,000 rupees to provide certain service for 100 kilometers for one passenger, if the airline company has to provide services for 10 such passengers, it will need to have more seating capacity, more air hostesses, and more staff, and more food, and more of everything to serve them. And let's say the cost will increase to 100,000 rupees. Likewise, if the distance increases, for example, if an airline company has to provide services to one passenger only, but this time the passenger wants to travel, let's say, 10,000 kilometers. The flight time is longer, the distance is longer. It will not cost the airline company only 10,000 rupees, but since the distance has increased, it may cost it more. Let's say it will cost the airline company 70,000 rupees. So you can see that for any service, the cost of service is dependent upon two units. Number one, for an airline company, for example, the number of passengers and the kilometers. The more the kilometers or the more the distance, the greater the cost. The more the number of passengers, the greater the cost. For any service, you will have these two types of things, which is called composite unit. Now let us solve a simple example. In the next video, we will solve further examples from the same handout. let's move on to example number 1 or question number 1. Our question number 1 is, a hotel has 80 standard twin bedded rooms. There are 80 rooms. The more the rooms, the greater the cost the organization will have to incur to maintain the rooms. The hotel is fully occupied for each of the 350 days in each year that it is open. Now the hotel is open for 350 days. The more days the hotel is open, the more costs it may have to incur. The total cost of running the hotel each year are 3.36 million. What will be a useful measure of the cost of providing the hotel services? Now for a hotel service, the more the number of days and the more the rooms, the greater the cost. So the cost will depend upon how many rooms the hotel has and how many days it is operating for. To calculate the cost, we will say that the organization has 80 rooms and for each day it has these rooms in operation, and there were 350 rooms in our example. So 80 into 350 is equals to 28,000, which is called room days. The hotel was operation for 28,000 room days, and if we check the total cost for 28,000 room days, it is 3,360,000. So the cost for a customer or a consumer of the service will be quoted as room day, and it will be 3,360,000 divided by 28,000, which is equivalent to 120 room day. If a customer comes to me, I will tell him that the cost of a room is 120 room day. If you stay in my hotel for one day in a one room, you will be charged 120 plus whatever gross profit I want to have on a single room, let's say 30 rupees, and I can quote 150 rupees price for the service of having one room for one day. So the main point in service costing is composite unit that you should know. In the next video of the service costing series, I will be solving more example questions. Thank you for watching Service Costing Part 1.